My name is Srivastava. I'm a child neurologist focused on neurogenetics. I work at Boston Children's Hospital, where I see kids with a variety of neurogenetic and neurodevelopmental disorders, including SETBP1 disorder. So because of my interest in studying different genetic causes of autism and intellectual disability and developmental disorders, Haley from the SETBP1 Society reached out to me, given my interest, and said, would you be interested in working with this community? And I thought it was a wonderful opportunity, and I've been involved with SETBP1 Society and the SETBP1 community for the past 2 years or so, and it's been a wonderful experience. Sure. So right now I'm trying to better understand the neurocognitive profile of kids and adults with SETBP1 disorder. So I'm working with Wendy Chung and others from the Simons Searchlight to analyze cognitive, behavioral, developmental features in SETBP1 disorder. The Simons Searchlight has collected some data on these features of SETBP1 disorder and other conditions, and I'm trying to see what are predictors of autism and other outcomes within this condition. This is a condition that impacts many lives, and there may be children and adults out there who have this diagnosis and who don't know yet. And I think the developmental and behavioral challenges faced by families can be incredibly difficult. A lot of families are trying to get as much help as possible in navigating these challenges, but it's difficult and it's hard. And I hope that I can contribute in some small way to this knowledge, and I think that would be meaningful. I think one of the questions that I'm trying to answer is, well, what are markers of autism and cognitive outcomes in SETBP1 disorder? So right now, there's not really a meaningful way to predict who may develop autism who has a diagnosis of SETBP1 disorder, who may be more severely affected, and so on. And I think knowing this information can help families in terms of outlook and prognosis and expectations for the future. I think one of the important things to know is that we as a community are here to help. We may not know all the answers. In fact, we know very few of the answers so far. There can be a lot of challenges, but I and others are here to help your children out, whether it's navigating the educational system, whether it's dealing with behavioral issues, whether it's dealing with academic or cognitive issues, whether it's dealing with complicated issues. I want the community out there to know that we are here to help your child in the best ways as we can. I think we're at an exciting time in the field of neurogenetics and neurodevelopmental disorders. So right now we don't have a specific targeted treatment for SETBP1 disorder, but we're learning more and more every day. And we're working towards the goal of precision medicine, which is the idea that knowing the cause of a child's condition can help us lead to tailored treatments. And I think that future, though still distant, is coming closer and closer. So I think there's a lot of excitement about induced pluripotent stem cells. So this is the idea of taking a person's blood cells or skin cells or whatever and turning them into something like a brain cell. And I think this is exciting because with this technique, you have a powerful way of studying a child's mutation, basically in a petri dish. You can study the electrochemical properties of the nerve cells, and even try to administer treatments on those cells, all done in a lab with just a blood draw. One of my goals is to create a medical home for children with SETBP1 disorder. And the goal of this clinic is to serve two purposes. So the first is to basically try to optimize neurodevelopmental outcomes, focusing on the educational piece, developmental piece, behavioral piece, and so on. And the other pillar of this is to help coordinate care across disciplines. And then in addition to this, we have a research program where we collect blood cells for the purpose of generating iPSC cells for these patients. I think there's so many different avenues for further investigation. I think one big area is creation of clinical management guidelines for SETBP1 disorder. So this is basically consensus-based guidelines about how to manage the neurological, developmental, medical piece for children who are affected. And I think there's a great need for more basic science studies and eventually clinical trials for this condition. So I'm really passionate about neurogenetics, and I'm really passionate about helping children and adults with neurodevelopmental disorders. And I think there's an exciting, promising future ahead